Aloha, my name is Cameran Ko. I've been diagnosed with stage 5 kidney disease, and I am in search of a donor.
There are people who impress you because of what they've accomplished. And then there are rare people who change you simply by the way they make you feel. Cameran Ko is that person for me. We worked closely together at the Four Seasons in hospitality, where excellence is expected. But Cameran brought something far greater than service. He embodied the human connection. Today's conversation carries a different kind of weight as brother Cameran faces stage 5 kidney disease and the reality that more time is actual success. This conversation isn't about saying goodbye. It's about celebrating a life still being lived, sharing wisdom still worth hearing, and hopefully reaching the one person who could help give Cameran the gift of more time. Cameran Ko, welcome to BrotherLee Time.
Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. Oh, man.
Dude,
Whew.
you are here.
I am.
You made it to the BrotherLee Time podcast.
I love it.
You've been a supporter of ours for a very long time, and for that, I just want to mahalo you.
Thank you.
How are you feeling today?
Today, man, I mean, excited, today's one of those good days. Being in my condition right now, I have to where I kind of have these terms where I call it my good days and my bad days, where, some days just waking up, just waking up, breathing, it is a W in itself, but for some days where I wake up and I just have no energy whatsoever, like just from jump, and not wanting to do anything as simple as house chores or like even having to go to work, it's just like thinking about it, I look at myself and I was like, it's not me, because just how I am is just a whole ball of energy in such a compact frame. You know what I mean? That's what I've built my whole kind of just lifestyle on. But as of late though, for the past, I want to say maybe just a couple years, like I've had good days and bad days, and like this, and as of lately, it's been a little bit more of the 50-50, to be honest with you, lately.
Okay.
But we take it on the chin and we keep moving forward, So hello everybody. Again, my name is Cameran Ko. Born and raised in Hawaii, west side of Oahu, of course. Appreciate your time. Just want to take this time to just inform you all that, like life is precious, time is short. And as of right now, I am going through quite a rough time right now. And, I'm not going to sugarcoat anything. Your boy is very much so just in pain right now. And as I do wear a good poker face, I smile through it and whatnot. But, just to inform everybody, like this sickness that we all, that I'm going through right now, not a lot of people go through, it's rough, and not a lot of people know about it. Not a lot of people go through it, but, just to raise awareness that, listen to your body, listen to yourself. And, what I want everybody to take out of this lesson is just to appreciate what you have, appreciate your life, and, love a little bit more, smile a lot more, and just enjoy the time that you have with you, because you're not too sure when that time will be up. So if I may so kindly ask, just for me, just to buy a little bit more time for me to to enjoy this life that I have. And I feel like if not for that, then life is precious, and this is me being vulnerable right now. And, if you're not listening to your body, then, don't wait for it's too late, And I'm pretty sure we all have a reason to live. We all have a reason why. And my why and my mission on life has not yet to be fulfilled. And I would appreciate it just to help me get a little bit more time to get this mission completed. And I appreciate those who listen to me. I appreciate everyone that tuned into this episode, and I appreciate all the support, and I appreciate everybody that took the time to listen. Aloha, and I love you all. Thank you.
Yeah, so you're confronted with something that not many of us are confronted with. And it's the reality that you have a condition in which your doctors have diagnosed you with stage 5 kidney disease. I wanna dig into that. Absolutely. I think it's super important. But at first, I want to tell our viewers who you are to me. So I've been in the hospitality industry for about 23 years. Okay, I just made 23 years this month. And it's rare for me to come across someone that I feel genuinely and authentically affects people in a way similar to I do. That's you, man. You know, and it's like, it's one of those things, like, I feel like it's a calling. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not just a job, what we do. Like, if we weren't in the hospitality industry, we'd still be in the hospitality industry because that's what we do. We embody that. We live it. We exude it. And before I met you, your reputation preceded the actual introduction, the physical introduction when we met. I would hear Cameran. Oh, Cameran helped me with this. Cameran did this. Oh, Cameran's awesome. Literally, like when I got hired at Four Seasons, before I got hired at Four Seasons, I would hear that. So I was expecting this tall, this tall, strong, handsome man, and that. And then when I met you, you were that. You were that. You had this energy that to me, it made sense when I saw you. The smile that you had, mm-hmm. The genuine handshake that we had. I still remember the first time we did a dap.
Yeah.
And it was kind of like, it felt like two kings finally connecting and seeing each other face to face.
Right.
You're attractive in a way that you make people want your energy. I don't know what it is, but it's something innate. I think it's something that you're born with. And I think in our industry, people that naturally embody that can do extremely well. Mm-hmm. And I think that you're a testament to that. So my respect for you goes deep way before I even met you. When I met you, it verified, that feeling that I had, the intuition and intuitive feeling I had about you. And till this day, Kathy Griffin the other day came to my restaurant. Everybody, Kathy Griffin, I actually took a picture with her, so I'll show you guys. But she told me, the first thing she said is, "You're Cameron's friend." And I was like, "Yeah, I'm Cameron's friend. My name's Ty." And she's like, "He told me about you." I gotta say, that guy, man, he's like, I've been around all over the world, and he just has this genuine nature to him that you don't see too often. And I was like, "Auntie, I know." I was like, honestly, I respect that guy. I'm Cameron's friend. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So it's not just the celebrities, bro. It's the everyday person that comes into contact with you that feels the same. So I just wanted people to have a little bit of context for, my admiration for the type of person and human that you are.
Thank you.
So thank you, my brother. Hospitality, man. Hospitality is something that I feel like you and I both work at very high levels within. And hospitality is different from service. Service is more transactional. It's more of a monologue, whereas hospitality is more connection, and it's more of a dialogue. It's you and me. We're going back and forth. What can I do for you? Actually, what do you need? What do you desire? Give me your take on what hospitality means to you.
Well, first things first, shout out to Kathy Griffin. She's great. She's a great lady.
Yeah, she is.
Hospitality, just I know you've been in it for 20 plus. I've been in it for 13, going on 14 now years, and 8 of those years alone with Four Seasons. Just fantastic. You meet all walks of life, all types of social status. It's a blessing. Just being able to not only meet these people, but to essentially share what we have to offer to these people coming in. And you brought up a good point too, that I like when I was training some of my agents, I told them this, that some of these guests, sure, you're gonna have them come on by, you're gonna see these princes, you're gonna see these royalty, you're gonna see these celebrities. That's fantastic. It's great to have these type of people in here and whatnot and welcome them. But it's the people that come in and that they are here and this could possibly be their one and only vacation. Like that it gives me chills to this day too, because when I think about it and I see them come in, I always tell them too, right? Is this, you never, ever, ever, and I mean ever, just put somebody in a context box or like judge. You see somebody walking in with just like a plain old shirt and whatnot walking in, and then you just automatically think, oh, this dude is just gonna be here and just complain about everything about the cost is. Little does he know, he brings out the black card. Like it's you can't really judge the book before you read it. But when you have these guests that come on by, matter of fact, just like last week, there's one nice family coming in from Tennessee, right? Celebrating celebration of life, matter of fact.
Okay.
And then they like saved a lot, and I mean a lot of savings just to get here in general. They could have spent anywhere else, saved up a lot more, and spent a lot more time elsewhere. But the fact that they ended up choosing us, they come to expect not only what Hawaii has to offer, but what our level of hospitality has to offer as well too. Like, people are willing to pay for that, luxury, but expectancy of service, right? Anticipatory service, if you will. But, knowing that if you come on in and then knowing that you're celebrating something as big as a celebration of life, you're never going to see that person ever again, right? Wouldn't you want that person that welcomes you in to show that appreciation to you? Like, hey, like, thank you so much for choosing us to spend your time. That means a lot. That's monumental. And just seeing them come in and not only just blown away by the way that we're welcoming them in, but like just to maintain that even furthermore. You're seeing them throughout their stay. You're seeing them when they check out. You're remembering them. You're remembering the reasons why they're here. It just takes them to that next level that I know that we can reach and be and maintain, at the same time exceeding their expectations as well. So knowing that they chose our island first of all, and if I'm going to be the first representation of what Hawaii is, I'm gonna give them Hawaii. You know what I mean? And it's gonna be a very short amount of time initially, right? Once they first get in. So they said that I'm not here for a long time. I'm here for a good time. I make it my impression impactful as much as I can. So that way, if we do so happen to have them come back, would love to have them back.
Yeah.
The name of the game is to have them essentially earn their loyalty, and in this day and age, loyalty, that is a extremely, extremely strong word, and a very lack of it nowadays, and it's a dang shame to see, but before falling into the rabbit hole, it's just something as that, just making impactful impressions and also just, maintaining loyalty,
Listen, in a nutshell, I was 5 years the GM there at the Four Seasons. The guy is an inspired gentleman. He's, for me, the perfect definition of me being a foreigner when I go and move to Hawaii, about what really Aloha spirit, welcoming, genuineness represent. Every time you see the guy, I've observed him for 5 years, he's one of a kind. I will take him with me every place, everywhere in the world, wherever he was at the pool, then he moved, or he was at the reception, then he moved to the pool and beach. The guy is sensational, highest comment cards guy that I've never seen in my life. Just a beautiful, amazing human being. So, thinking about you, my brother, hope you're gonna go through this with strength, and I send you all my strength, all my mana, and all my power. Take care. Stay strong.
I don't mind being in a rabbit hole.
Right.
We can dig deep. Hospitality. I like what you said. We don't just meet expectations, we exceed them.
Absolutely.
Right? So it's like, if guests are coming in and they're like, I expect good service, do you expect me to give you a hug? Do you expect for me to actually really care about how you're doing? And does it feel genuine?
Right.
Because, and it's okay because, for some people, being at the front desk or working in a restaurant, we're just paying rent. I heard you get a big amount of cash at the end of the shift. I want to be a server. That's okay too, because we need them too.
Of course.
But there are certain superstars in the industry that really, I would say, do a lot for the actual business. That do more for the business. They create relationships, and like you said, which results in loyalty. So I mean, you can give that information out to everyone. This is the key to success in the hospitality business. But it doesn't mean that you're going to find the right people to fill the spots in your business.
Of course.
So I know Four Seasons is absolutely fortunate to have you, and your name comes up so much. So keep doing your thing, man.
Sir.
I think in the beginning of this project, you reached out to me on a DM or something, and you were like, "Oh, when you're ready, I'm ready," or something, that. And from that point, I was always thinking, "Brah, you'd be the perfect person to talk to." And I was just thinking, have more life experience, and when it aligns, it aligns. But when we talked recently, I was like, okay, well, there might be we're working with time right now.
For sure.
So, before the doctor visits though, like I want to know the younger Cameran. Tell the people about, where you grew up and what type of family lifestyle you had.
Yeah, man. So born on the west side of Oahu, right nice side. So shout out to the west side.
West side.
But for the majority of my childhood, growing up on the hillside, so Makakilo. So graduated Kapolei High. Man, if you had known me as high school, oh my Lord, dude. All right. So I will say this, I feel like I am a perfect mix of my mother and my father. So my dad is literally who I am in the physical aspect right now. So like just who I am right now, my personality, my God-given charisma, thank you, is from my dad. Like honestly, my gift of gab, everything, the way I talk, literally is from my dad, and I love him forever for it. There's no giving backs whatsoever. The other half of it is my mom, and I love her to death too, man. And like my mom cares like no one other. She is every sense of the word mama bear as you would ever think. She is incredibly defensive whenever she needs to be. She will kick in the survival mode when she has to. And she is just an incredibly strong woman. So like I credit a lot of who I am to those two. Very much so, and just growing up, like I've had no trouble making friends. Like just from elementary school all the way through high school, I'd never ever put myself I never considered myself as a label, if you would. I don't like the word label, but I never considered myself as a local boy, a Pinoy kid, a B-boy, yada yada.
Interesting.
You know, like what my dad created this term, and he told me that in order to become a peacemaker or to kind of just like be a person of the people, you need to be a social chameleon. You need to be able to mix with different cultures. You need to be able to be that one ingredient that could be in every single dish. And I haven't took words so to heart before in my life when I was like 13 years old and just woke something up in me and just became that person and just never looked back, you know? So, man, like when I tell you I got friends from I had friends from like the band people to like the emos to the Usos, you know, it never mattered because I hung out with every single one of them. Didn't matter what time of the day. If you gave me the time of the day, I'm gonna give you that back.
Bro, that's so interesting that you say that. So I guess that's another thing that you and I connect on is because being a social butterfly is different from being a social chameleon. Chameleons adapt, right, to the situation and the group of people. And, you know, that is a gift that allows us to connect with whoever we come in contact with, right? Because then I would hang out with the jocks, then I'd hang out with the surfers, and then the Filipinos. And, you know, I enjoyed my experiences in each one of those groups.
I did too.
Right? I could hang out with a teacher.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it's no matter who it was you put in front of me, we could figure out a common thread and we could get along. And I realized that at a young age. So moving into a restaurant setting, no matter the table, no matter the demographic, where they came from, their age range, it didn't matter. We're going to find something in common and you're going to know that I care about you.
Absolutely.
So I think that clarifies some things between us.
Yeah.
It's to the point where people that don't have that ability think that you're inauthentic because they see, oh, you talking pidgin. Oh, you talking American. Oh, you talking black. Or you talking, you know what I mean? Like, oh, you talking super monk. What are you? It's confusing. What are you doing?
Right.
Just be yourself.
Right.
Actually, this is myself.
It is. You know what? And it's funny you bring that up too because like I said, you get all walks of life, right? And I had this one family too that came on by, and then they're from Bay Area, right? So like, and I use the word hella a lot, right?
Yeah.
So like they asked me, and of course I'm Filipino. They're like, "Are you from the Bay?" I'm like, "I'm not," but like, appreciate your culture and music. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, y'all know what I mean? But you know, it's so funny is that like, you know, like just you don't know what you're going in and out of essentially because you're just so comfortable in the room no matter where you're at.
Yeah.
You know, and then like you said, like the dialect could be different from one person and goes to the other person, but you go in and out just like that, and then it's just like, you know, it's seeing it outside in sometimes. It's pretty cool. Like when I think about it, you know, and another thing too, when I first, what do you think? Right, first started dating my wife too, right. This was, this was a while ago, like 2012, 2013. Yeah, like a while ago. So, you know, like she has a lot of like different demographic of friends as well too, right? So, and then I think one time we were just all hanging out and then, you know, get the aux cord, yada, yada, right? So I start playing my music. They don't know what I would listen to, right? And I guess for them, the flavor of the week, they thought it was gonna be some like you know, shout out to My Chemical Romance or whatever, right? But I guess they thought I was gonna be like that kind of dude, right? Playing because I was wearing all black jeans and everything. And I started jamming like Genuine and stuff like that, just like different, like like R&B and like hip hop and stuff like that. And then they all look at me and they're like, "Where did this come from?" I'm like, "This is the type of music that I listen to everything, Like I just this is what I do." And they're just like, "You're very cultured, aren't you?" I'm like, "Yeah, maybe I am, but I'm proud of it. Like I'm not a flavor of the week kind of guy. I just listen to everything. It doesn't matter what it is, as long as it's good. I'm listening to it."
That kind of this popped into my mind. The ability to find the beauty in everything.
Absolutely.
That's not everyone's perspective. It takes a certain type of person to see the beauty in everything.
Yeah.
And I think that if you have that ability in life, there's less disruption and there's more flow.
Sure.
They say stop and smelling the roses. It's really the appreciation for everything. It is what it is. Acceptance, right? But to take it another level is to see the beauty or try to find the beauty in everything and everyone. And that's also something that I try to practice when I'm on the floor. If somebody's having a bad day, where's the beauty in this person?
Right.
Because then that can be the connection. And that might help them to have a better day while they're here at least. And hopefully it carries over into the next chapter of their day. That's kind of how I see it.
Well, it's funny that you say that because I have another saying too. I also say that, but I have another one that goes, it's very easy to hate ugly too. It's very easy to just boom, this is one thing I don't like about you. I don't like you anymore. Or it's very easy to add fuel to fire.
Yeah.
It's so much harder to put it out. And when I think about it, like for me, I'd rather have the more rewarding experience, right? And I'd rather have the more positive outlook in life. Like I said, I'd rather give somebody the time of day if you're going to give me that little bit, right? And, when you have those situations where if you're going to have this person approach you, not even in just like customer service, just in general, you see somebody that just walks up to you and just not having it already, right? What is the benefit of you just firing back same energy? You're just adding to it. You're adding to the aggravation, just everything in general, And some people are like that. Some people are looking for a fight, and be it as it may, like it just, negativity just only provides more negativity.
So maybe you can drop some gems on people. How do you handle somebody that comes to you with that energy, the angry energy? I'm supposed to be in this room. I paid for this. You overcharged me because you're front desk. So you get that.
Oh, yeah.
How do you handle that?
Yeah. So for me, when situations like that happen, the first thing is first, like if they're going to approach you with that kind of just off the rip with the just like, I'm not liking it. This isn't what I expected. That's the big one. This is not what I expected. First of all, you just listen to them first. Hear them out. You don't interrupt them. You let them get it off their chest. You let them hold on to it any longer. You're just going to add in more fuse to that fire, then it's going to just aggravate you even more.
Yeah.
Let them just get it off of their chest first. Just let it all off. Don't take things personally, second of all. If they're going to, because, you're the first impression, So when they come back, so something wrong, as soon as they get into the room, they don't like it, boom, they're going to come back right to you. They're going to wait for you. Even if you're helping somebody else, they're going to wait for you. Then they're going to come to you and they're like, hey, you set me up. It's like, first of all, I didn't say, well, you were just assigned that room. Second of all, I was just checking you in, But that's what the inside of you wants to say. But we're not going to do that. Because what good is that going to do? That's not going to do nothing, So hear them out. Let them get it off of their chest. Once they unload the clip, so to speak, then, you're already sourced with what you have to do And now what you need to do is tell them what we're going to do about it. We just can't tell them no, you know?
Provide a solution.
Correct.
Give them options.
Absolutely.
This is what we can do, right? But you're right. People want to be heard.
Yeah.
And they want to know that you understand how they feel. So you're right. I'm listening to you until you're done. And then when you're done, then I'm going to let you know that I care. I understand your frustrations. And these are some options.
Yeah.
Let's change the tide together.
Yeah.
That's why I'm here.
Yeah.
I'm here for you. How can we make this better?
Absolutely.
Okay? And then you did say something that's super important that I think takes experience and perspective, but it's to not take anything personal. Bro, this is a business, you know, and it's my position to serve. I'm here to serve you. And there are many different paths to getting the outcome that we both want. And this is how we're going to do it today.
It's the reassuring fact at the end, right? Is at the end that you let them know that, hey, first of all, we're helping you. Let me hear what you need to say first. And, you know, now that I know what you need to get done, we'll get it done for you. You know, I might not guarantee it for you ASAP, but I'm going to do my absolute darndest to make sure that I get it done for you, you know? So,
Cam, what can I not say about Cam? Cam, I love Cam. And for the first 3 or so months, I didn't know who he was. I didn't know his name. And then I kept on hearing all these like positive things about this guy, Cameran. Cameron's winning this award. Oh, this guy Cameron from front desk. I'm at the pools, by the way. This guy Cameron from front desk, he's winning all these awards, and he's you know, making all these sales, and he's making these guests highlight, like he's making the guests feel really, really welcome, and people rave about him. So people talk about him. And so when I first I had to like guess. I'm like, okay, that guy's got to be Cameron. He's like dapping everybody up in the hallways. He's saying hi to everybody, and he treats the employees like how you treat the guests, and he treats the guests how you treat the employees. And it's just like family and the embodiment of the Aloha spirit. So I think that's why I really love working with him, because he brought such a light into people's lives. And I gotta catch up with him. I gotta grab a coffee with him, but I love Cam. And yeah, I'm so stoked with where he's at right now. And he's just a man on fire. He's a blessing.
When you're at work and people are gossiping, this is just a part of the workplace, brother.
of course, the kunana.
How do you handle when people are gossiping around you?
You know what's funny? I think when it comes to gossip around me, I've never, ever, and I'm blessed to have it. I've never really ever had it before in my life.
Like, you mean others gossiping around you, or you
Around
being a part
me.
of the gossip?
Yeah, around me. Like, well, well, not around me, about me. But if it's like gossip about other things, though, you know, for me, I hate saying it too, but sometimes the fact is there, you know, ignorance is bliss sometimes, you know, and I feel like sometimes in the day-to-day, sometimes like it's human nature to get bored at where you're at, you know, and then you need a little bit of entertainment to kind of get you through the day. So what's the hottest thing next to you? Gossip, you know? So, you know, when things like that happen, it doesn't interest me that much, you know? Even if it's something quite juicy, you know, like I don't want to associate myself as being somebody that stirs the pot, you know? Because all in all, in the end, I'm here to provide for my family. And if I slip up and gets me compromised, I'm the only one to blame. So I'm not going to put myself in a jeopardizing position, you know? So
I like that, bro. We share a lot of the same sentiments and perspectives when it comes to being a human, right? And to being a professional in our industry. And I want to make this clear, you know, I would say almost every single industry is a form of hospitality. hospitality lies within every industry because there's human to human interactions, and how you handle humans is hospitality. It can be hospitality, and there's opportunity to apply some of the ideas that Cameron and I are discussing right now in any industry. If you're human facing, face to facing with anyone, how you treat them, how you care for them, how you listen to them, and how you serve them are all important aspects to any business. And I wanted to make that clear. I wanted to ask you one last thing about your employment. What does it mean to work for a prestigious company like the Four Seasons?
You know, I get that question a lot, especially from guests, you know, and I always tell them, you know, it's absolute blessing, you know. So to be able to do what I love to do, which is, you know, human interaction, first of all, you know, that's one big thing for me, you know, and not only that, but to welcome these people and to set the tone. You know, that I'm a very big set the tone guy.
You are a tone setter.
Yeah. You know, I love doing these type of things for people, and I love just having a good time, just in general, you know. And to be able to do that at the most luxury level, and mind you, know, our company has roughly around 300 and I believe like 50 something properties worldwide. So it's niche. We're not in the thousands. So not only is it very niche, but it's very unique. It's very tailor made. It's what we make for our guests. And you know, like it's a very a blessing and a half to be a part of such a great company, and a wonderful one at that, you know. So
bro, you get paid to be yourself.
Exactly.
You get paid to be yourself. Some people have to conform, you know, or I mean, maybe they're just on their way.
Yeah.
They're learning, right? And Four Seasons gives you that structure.
Yeah.
And I can attest 4.5 months working for Four Seasons Ko Olina, bro, was eye-opening for me.
Yeah.
Though I work for an amazing company in Roy's, Four Seasons opened up my perspective up to different systems. And I also got to see that, there's a lot of other people that are like me in this world. You know what I mean? Like that actually care and that can operate at a high level. I learned a lot from my peers there. And, you know, I have nothing but good things to say about Four Seasons, Ko Olina, and I wish them much success. They are fortunate to have you, and I'm pretty sure that they know that.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Okay, so current. Let's talk about what's happening right now.
BrotherLee, let me interject, please. Before we leave the hospitality.
Oh yeah.
Before we
Go
leave the
ahead.
hospitality,
Handle that.
let me get one in.
I forgot you were over there,
Yeah,
bro.
bro. No, I was locked in. Your boy was locked in, but look, check it out. I am on the outside of hospitality. I am on the outside of this big system, big company environment. In fact, I know someone who just left Four Seasons. I won't name drop, but he was up there.
Yeah.
Left to go to somewhere in New York, a property in New York. Came from one in Colorado. Before that was Pennsylvania or something like that. So you guys, I'm bringing this up because this is hospitality, a common theme in our podcast.
Yeah.
I'm kind of on the outside-ish. From the outside, all right, listening to you guys talk about this, all right, social chameleons, objection handling, loyalty hunting, never knowing who's going to come through the front door, this sort of customer lottery. Kind of sounds like an addiction. Tell me not. It kind of sounds like what y'all...
I need my hit, bro.
You need...
Facts.
Like,
Facts.
It almost... The hospitality industry almost... The people who are in it, as long as you guys are, 10 plus years, 20, whatever, it's a filter. Like, you're going to be addicted to it if you're here this long. Is there some kind of... You know what I'm saying? Like, why would you choose it? The money gets...
It chose us, my friend.
Okay.
Like straight up, bro. Like if I had to stop doing what I do, I would have a big hole in my heart.
And you know, it's funny you say that too, right? So like I much agree with Ty and with that too, right? When I thought about it too, especially when COVID hit, man. Yeah. When COVID hit, and thank the Lord, I was on the first call when they called us back. But I was jumping. But prior to that, right, I was thinking about it. I was like, okay, Lord forbid the world stops. What the hell am I gonna do after this, right? Mm-hmm. So like I thought about all the different career paths and whatnot. And, you know, growing up, you know, I've thought about being, you know, like a DJ and whatnot. I've done turntables before, you know, of everything, and done emceeing before as well too. And I thought that I was just like, oh, okay, well, if the world's closing, I ain't gonna have no social events anymore, so out the window at that. And I think about this, I'm like, car sales. I'm like, okay, I only know how to drive a car. I don't know about the dang thing. You know what I mean? So like, okay, so I think that's out the window too. And then like I thought about it, and I'm just like, you know, it's all or nothing, bro, for hospitality for me, because you know, like as big and strong as what Ty said I am, unfortunately I ain't got the 6 foot frame. You know what I mean? So, you know, like what's the two biggest things in Hawaii that are, you know, like what you got at Matt, you know, like profitable? It's hospitality and construction. Yeah, construction's a big one. True. And you know, like that, like when I thought about it, I'm just like, you know, I am one and not the other, like at all. You know what I mean? Like
construction, you ain't built.
No go, dog. Like honestly, you know. So, but you know,
hey,
shout out to them though. No?
Let's just clarify something. I felt a little bad when I said that I was expecting this big, handsome, muscular dude.
I was like, yo, you're setting him up.
You're not big and muscular, but you are handsome.
Oh, yeah, you know what? You know what? It's so funny about that too, right? So like my dad always taught me this too, right? Because he's similar frame as me, right? Yeah. And everything, and
Filipino.
Yeah. You know, strong with the machismo, right, and everything. So, and then he also told me this growing up. Is like, you know, very, very much so hustle and flow quote. You know, like it's not about the size of the dog in the fight. It's about the size of the fight in the dog.
Yeah.
Something very much so of that way. Mm-hmm. But he said, if there's one thing, boy, I'm going to let you know right now, is that the Ko gentlemen in your bloodline, no matter who they are, what they are, they will always be handsome, and there's nothing you could take away from that. I'm like, you know what, Dad? Okay, maybe, you know? Like, Facts. Sure. Because... like I said, I'm not tooting my own horn and whatnot, but my lady is an absolute fox. I'm just saying. And like to this day, I am very lucky and I'm very happy to have her on my side. Because if not, I don't know what the hell I'd be doing. Like, honestly. Like, just get that clear.
This channel exists because we protect creative freedom. That also means we grow slower on purpose. If you're someone who thinks long-term and wants to help fuel what we're building without hijacking it, fill out the connect form on our website listed below. We check every submission, and if it makes sense, we'll reach out. Thanks for watching. Back to the episode.
It's your energy, bro. Like you attract people. People are interested in who you are. Why are you so happy? Why, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I thought. I was like, I wonder what a bad day looks like for you.
Right.
And you said nowadays it's 50-50. So
yeah.
You know, let's get into the health journey, brother.
Yeah.
And
sure.
and you know, the point of this, part of the point of this is getting support for this kidney disease that you have. Also bringing awareness to the fact that, you know, we're all humans. We're all mortal, right? And we all will have our time. Mm-hmm. Everyone is born and everyone dies. Yeah. Right? So what we want to do today is talk about what you're dealing with and bring awareness to it and get more support for what you're going through. So walk me through the moment when you realized something was wrong.
Yeah. So in my journey at the Four Seasons, so I had an opportunity for promotion. So this is when I don't know if you knew this, but I got promoted to assistant pool and beach manager. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I was there for 2 years. 2 of the best years, I will say, in my career in hospitality was with Pool and Beach. And I love that Rad Tad staff to death, man. They are ride or die. They are young, but man, they are mighty. I love them to death. Even to this day, a lot of them reach out to me whenever they need anything, like advice or whatnot. I reach out to them. You know, I love them to death. So, and shout out to the world though. That's just letting everybody know too. Food and beverage, hospitality, pool and beach. It ain't easy, guys. It's not. Like, honestly, just letting you guys know, it's hard. And for what these people have to go through, just keep in mind, right? Even if they're having a bad day, they're doing everything they have to do to make sure that you're having a great one. Remember that. So just in the back of your mind. Okay. So for 2 years, right, I was in a more active, like role. I was averaging 20,000 steps a day, just moving about and whatnot. And then one day, just had no energy whatsoever, just absolute nothing. And it was hard for me to wake up, actually, too. Like, I woke up, I had no energy, and I was like, what the heck's going on? And another sign, too, was that, might be TMI, but would have to pee a lot. Like, urine was just, boom, just going through and whatnot. And I noticed too that for months too, my urine was clear, just straight clear. And they usually say that clear urine is a good sign of hydration and whatnot, but not when it's every day.
Yeah.
When it's every day, you gotta have a little bit of yellow in it eventually. That's how you know your kidneys are functioning, filtering all the impurities and stuff like that, right? In your body and your waste. So, and then it started getting foamy, like very, very foamy. So I'm just like thinking to myself, I'm like, this new, okay. Then the day became the weeks became the months. I had no energy whatsoever. And at first, I thought this was my heart because my dad had a weak heart. We have a generation of weak hearts in my family. So initial diagnosis was when I visited the doctor was that my valves were weak. So that's the reason why I have lack of energy. And that's the reason why, like, I am just, it'll be a better position for me to step back down to front desk where it's like straightening out my body and everything, right? So it was hard for me to swallow that pill because, I came into the role, I loved it, but when the body's giving up on the position, then you can't do it anymore. And then if you can't provide your 100% to the team, then you're holding. I feel like I'm holding them back. So it was a hard decision for me to make, but I ended up stepping back down. I went back to front desk. For months after that, though, the doctor was like, okay, for now, we're going to monitor your heart. We're going to do monthly blood tests. We're going to do labs. So we're just going to check on you every month, yada, yada. So I went from leaving Pullen Beach January of 2020. Yeah, it was this year, actually, 2026. And then just back and forth, just doctor visits, stuff like that, right? And just monitoring everything. Man, and when they take blood, man, they take a lot of blood. Like, I'm talking like 10 vials, like this big, like they take it. So even more so, I'm tired after that, right? Just have no energy whatsoever to do anything. And that affects your mood.
Yep.
So like even like at home now too, it's kind of rough on the lady too. And I feel bad at times too, not being 100% myself. And then I thought about it too after that. I was just like, okay, like something else is going on, bro. So I did another blood test and my doctor reaches out to me and she's like, hey, there's something odd going on. I'm going to have you see a nephrologist. I have no idea what that is. So I'm just like, okay, what is that? Like, is that another specialist or whatnot? And they're like, yeah, it's for your kidneys. So I'm like, interesting. Okay, sure. So couple of days after I go to the visit, it's in Kaiser Maunalua.
Okay.
Fantastic spot too. Like, they have awesome doctors out there. And my nephrologist, just tells me, she's like, it's not gonna be easy, but we wanted to let you know that your kidneys, they're declining at a exponential rate. Like they're declining fast. and we've never seen them decline this fast before. I'm like, what do you mean? They're like, we don't know what's going on, but like, we feel like you may have kidney disease, and at that, it might be at a late stage already. So I'm like why? So like, it's already a big hit, like a big shock, and I don't know what to say. So I'm just like thinking to myself, how did this happen? Like, why did this happen? Things like that. But I can't say anything. Nothing's coming out. It's just still in shock. And the doctor's just like, unfortunately, you're in stage 4 right now, and there's 5 stages. So you're down deep into it to, you can't even reverse it. You have it, and this is gonna lead to dialysis. So, I'm just thinking, okay, who, like, what, why, where, how, right? It's just like, why did this happen? And then also too, I asked her, finally got to ask him, like, how, are there reasons why, or, is there anything that I'm doing? And she's basically telling me that the main factors is, like in my family, so it is hereditary. So my dad had kidney disease as well too.
Really?
Later stages of his life before he passed. But his main issue was his heart. Mm-hmm. And my mother actually has kidney disease as well.
What?
Yeah. And the crazy thing about this too, right? So even before all of that, I already knew what these were because I would take my mom to dialysis every Wednesday. So like I already had like kind of like an idea of what this would mean, right? So I asked her, is it something I'm doing? And she's like, it's not necessarily what you're doing, it's just health, it's just hereditary. Those are the strong kind of like factors. Mm-hmm. Some people just can't avoid it. You just get it. Like you probably were a late bloomer. That's probably why you didn't have diabetes at first, like mm-hmm. Now I'm diabetic. Apparently now I'm anemic too.
Anemic.
Yeah.
So you're starting to, so let's make this clear. Mm-hmm. Kidneys filter your blood. Mm-hmm. They also filter fluid.
Yes.
Right? And then turn it into urine.
Correct.
It also affects your hormones.
Yes.
As well, I read. And you saw the signs of the foam, the clear pee, mm-hmm. The fatigue. Mm-hmm. Those are signs, and it took you quite a while to figure out what it was, and actually even the doctors to pinpoint what it was through multiple visits, mm-hmm. taking vials and vials and vials of blood. They finally figured it out mm-hmm. and broke the news to you, mm-hmm. which was devastating. But when you start thinking about it, mom had, dad had it. I took mom to dialysis. When you were taking mom to dialysis, did you ever think that this could be your reality?
No, not at all. Mm. And it's funny you say that too, because it's just, like for the way that I was raised and the way how my family was raised, we're very selfless people. Mm-hmm. And I think this was on me as well too, that, during my time frame of managing, I think I just wasn't looking into myself enough. Mm-hmm. Where like the signs were there, but I just wasn't listening to myself or even caring about myself enough, And this is a journey that I'm taking myself on right now, self-care, because like sure I preach it, I've never done it for myself. I never really ever took myself seriously enough, mm-hmm. Because I'm already I feel like I'm already taking upon myself to take care of so many other people that I don't have time to take care of myself, which is an excuse, I will admit, but it's taking the time and realizing that you can't take care of nobody if you're not taking care of yourself, and it's a hard reality that I'm learning for myself, but at the same time, I feel like it's bettering myself as well too, So, yeah.
No, bro. First, I also want to just say thank you for being so courageous to talk about this.
Cameron is probably one of the kindest, most genuine people I've had the pleasure of knowing. Everything he does comes from a place of making people's lives better. His family, his friends, and his coworkers, not to mention strangers that he meets. His entire career has been based off of how can I create magical moments for people? How can I go above and beyond to make somebody feel cared for and looked after? And so anything that we can do to make sure he's cared for and looked after, we should. Again, bonding with him over music, over hobbies, over just every little thing. He's just an easy guy to talk to, an easy guy to be around because he cares. He really genuinely does. He's an amazing person.
What can people learn from your situation?
Just the one lesson that I want to take from this, that I hope people will learn from this, is listen to your body first things first. You know, if something just seems off, you just gotta just take it in stride and see if you can do something about it already. You know, like, don't wait before it's too late, you know? And for me, I think it was a combination of me waiting me waiting for it to be too late, and for me just not really thinking for myself, you know, that got me to where I'm at right now, you know? So if there's one lesson that I want people to realize, is that you need to listen to your body.
Yeah.
If it's crying for help and you're too stubborn to admit it, you owe it to yourself.
You could reach a point of no return.
Exactly.
But you're not there. You're not at a point of no return. And just like we were talking about earlier with the angry guest,
Yeah.
what are the solutions?
Right.
What are the solutions, brother? What kind of solutions have your doctor presented to you?
So endgame is this, for sure. So the endgame is that I am required for a transplant. No ifs, ands, or buts. That's what I need. So in the medical term, the GFR. So that's your kidney function. So for someone in stage 5, right? That's like if your kidney function is working below 20 to 0%. I'm at 13 right now.
Okay.
And that's for both kidneys as a whole. It's 13% total. That's bad. That's pretty bad. So transplant, no ifs, ands, or buts. That has to be done.
Okay.
So the current phase that we're at right now, so I've already had the meeting for transplant class. I've had the meeting for dialysis class as well. So, you know, they said that if all else right now, what would have to happen is that I would need to get dialysis first, you know? But because I am on the younger end, I'm actually one of the younger patients that they have diagnosed with late stage 5.
Wow.
Yeah. That because of my age and my, in their terms, scrappiness, because they said that at my stage right now, I shouldn't look the way I look right now. I should be like worse for wear. they say.
Frail. I hear skin starts to change.
Yeah.
Your body is literally kind of deteriorating.
Yeah. And so transplant is a must, and dialysis is possibility, strong possibility. But they're telling me right now, because of my age, I could probably hold off a little bit longer to the point to avoid an unnecessary surgery. Let's just see if we can get a transplant first. So there's 2 clinics that specialize in kidney transplant. So one is called the Mayo Clinic, that's in Arizona. The other one is the UCSF, that's in San Francisco. Now, for what they had told me, the Mayo Clinic, that is dealing in patients that will receive a transplant from those who have recently deceased. So donors that have passed away.
Okay.
UCSF, they specialize in living donors.
Okay.
So people that are willing to donate a kidney, then they'll get it done a lot quicker and faster. So there's the 2 scenarios with that. If I end up getting a donor from Mayo, or if I clear out from Mayo, because I'm on both wait lists. which could take up to 6 to 7 years. You know what I mean? So like that's time that I feel like I don't have, right? So Mayo Clinic, the one thing with them is that if I get one from them, I have to stay in Arizona for a year, because what they will do, they will I know it sounds scary, but what they will do is compromise your immune system. So they got to make your body weak in order for your body to get used to the kidney coming from.
This is a foreign
correct
organ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Which is, pretty interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. But I would have to stay out there for a year because my body will have to recover. And from what I hear too, sometimes it's harder to recover from that than it is to recover from the transplant itself. An
actual live human donate. So how do you find, for somebody out there that wants to help?
Yeah.
And how do they determine if they're a right fit or suitor for you?
So for the living donor for UCSF, now for that, what they would have to do, so I have a link. The link is basically like a application for you to apply for a living donor. Once you do fill that out, my social worker on behalf of UCSF will send them a kit. They would have to do a blood test kit, just a couple of vials of blood. If they are a direct blood match, then boom, we have our match. We have our donor.
But you also need somebody that has healthy organs.
Correct. Yes.
Because if they're a drinker or if they had a lifestyle that doesn't make sense for them to be.
Correct. And this is the messed up thing about it. Not messed up, but the rotten luck, I will say, is that, because I asked them too, right? It's like, what if there's somebody in my family that might be willing to donate? They prefer not to. It's only because family and like direct bloodline has same traits. So if I get one from somebody that's family, I could probably be in the same position all over again.
How ironic is that?
Yeah.
The people that would be the most likely to help can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mentally, this seems like a physical condition, but it actually encompasses it being a mental condition as well.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to give the mic over to Kenji because he's going to bring a different dynamic to this and energy to this conversation. But how has your outlook on life changed since being diagnosed?
Ooh, man.
We're two brothers from Hawaii, and this channel is our opportunity to tell stories around the world. If you have a place, a city, an event, or a story that you think we should experience and you can help make the travel possible, there's a connect form in our site linked below. And if it makes sense, we'll reach out. Thanks for watching. Back to the episode.
Not taking anything for granted, man. I've been one to appreciate the little things. I've always been one to appreciate the little things, but I haven't been very, I guess, appreciative of the time. I've always felt like I had enough time for everything. And I feel like because of what just happened, like it's like how you call it? Like the sound timer. When you flip that over? Yeah.
The hourglass.
I'm not trying to make it sound too dramatic, but I feel like that effect just kind of happened once they told me about it, especially after the phone call telling me that I slipped from stage 4 to 5, and, just, it's every little grain of sand, like that just drops into the other end right now. It gives me goosebumps thinking about it, because what I need to do right now is to not only take better care of myself, but I am in a race against time right now. I feel like I am. And if I'm not facing the reality of it, and if I become complacent in what I'm trying to do, then I'm doing myself a disservice, So it's what we do with our time and how we're doing it. The quality over the quantity is essentially what I feel like I am in. I'm in survival mode right now, to be honest,
where every decision that you make is based upon
Yeah.
the longevity,
For
right?
sure.
Like leading a quality life, right?
Yes.
Or just leading a life.
Correct.
But what's life without quality?
Exactly.
Right.
You know.
So like you have options though. I
Yeah.
mean, like, hey, you're on a wait list, multiple wait list,
Yeah.
right? Mayo Clinic, the San Francisco Clinic. But then there's the option of dialysis as well, which you have to do like 3 times a week. Some people, right?
Yeah.
To clean your blood, really.
Yeah.
Take all the blood out, clean it, filter it, bring
Yes.
it back in. Because the machine's doing what the kidney does.
Correct.
Damn, do we take our bodies for granted?
We
and
do.
Health.
We do, you know, and when you see these things too, right? So like seeing my mom go through it, you know, just see how exhausted she is after that. Because how she does it, right? So there's 3 ways of getting dialysis. Third one you never want to get into, but first one is through a fistula. Fistula is through your arm. So that's when you get through the clinic. You do that 3 times a week, and you're in there for like 8 to 10 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, 8 to 10 hours a session. Yeah. So
It
if you have a
becomes
day
part
out-
of normal life.
yeah,
It's
just
what
yeah.
you got to do.
You
to
got to
live.
do what you got to do. Yeah. So, you know, there's that. Now, the decision that me and my wife opted out to go with that'll fit better in my type of lifestyle right now is in-home dialysis. So how that works is that instead of the arm, they do the port through the stomach. And yeah, so the port through the stomach, it's basically like a little, kind of like a catheter tube. And they plug it into the machine, do it overnight while you're sleeping. Then basically it does it while you're sleeping.
While you're sleeping. So
Yeah.
technology is advancing.
Very much so. Very much so. And the third option, which I hope Lord forbid, knock on wood, is crashing into dialysis. And what that is that if your kidney function just drops down below and then you are risking kidney failure, what they do is that you're too late to get the fistula, you're too late to get the stomach, port is straight through your neck. Yeah. So they ported it through your neck. It's an emergency surgery. And you're gonna have to I think it's like, yeah, you gotta do it every day, but through your neck.
So you have a tube
Yeah.
sticking out of your neck. You have to
Yeah.
filter your blood through your neck.
And you need to watch how you for all of the options, because he essentially has a port. Can't go to the beach no more. Can't go to the pools no more. You can't take a bath anymore. You gotta do showers. Hell, when you do the neck one, you gotta do sponge baths, from what I heard. Because if you risk any water getting into that tube,
Infection.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a lot.
It's a lot. Yeah.
It's a lot. But you know what? If there's anybody that is going to be able to handle a situation like this, is somebody with the mental fortitude and optimism that you have, that you naturally exude. So I feel hope
I do too.
for you, man, and I'm so happy that you came here and shared, and you are sharing this with us. I'm gonna give the mic to my lovely brother here, so you guys can talk. Starry, I love you, man.
I love you too, brother.
Seriously.
For people that don't know, I've known Ty for almost damn near 10 years now, right? And from that first initial handshake, from when I met this guy, I just knew that there was something. It's very hard meeting somebody that is, it's hard to say I like, but it's damn near just also on the same level spiritually and emotionally. And it's funny seeing that off rip. So first time I met him was literally just in passing at the front desk. And just from that initial handshake, was just I knew this guy was one of those ones, So, and we maintained that relationship through all these years, and just having casual conversations to having dinners, it's just, I consider this man as family, and if there's anything that, if Lord forbid, if this life transcends me in if any way, shape or form, I just wish you, Kenji, and just everything, and you know, just many, just life and just success. You know what I mean? So like this, from brother to brother, you know, like you mean a lot. You do, you know, and it's hard to find genuine people nowadays in this day and age, and to maintain the relationship too is even harder. So just knowing that there are people in this world that are like you, like Kenji, you know, this is just, it gives me hope. It gives me light in this world, and I'm glad that we're still here, you know. I appreciate you very much.
That means a lot to me coming from you, bro.
Thank you.
And Kenji he's that too.
Yeah,
you know
for
what I
sure.
mean? Like my bro, that's why this project is so special, bro. I just wanted to say this real quick. You know, we've done Max Holloway, you know,
Yeah.
Ellie Mack, we've done the Lieutenant Governor. This
Yeah.
project brought us to, you know, a stint with the UFC.
Yeah.
Like, bro, this is amazing. Like, all that's great. But this, having the opportunity to platform somebody in a situation like you, but not just like you. Right? When I heard about that, bro, when you told me, I was just like, fuck this Kenj, bro. Let's help this guy out. Let's bring some awareness. And the fact that we have this ability to do that, this podcast means something a little bit different to Kenji and I. And I'm sure you're gonna get to feel that with him. So love you, bro. Thank you for the kind
Love you
words,
too, brother.
bro.
Of course.
Help a resilient spirit find a kidney donor and regain hope. Cam's sudden kidney disease diagnosis has shattered their lives. Your support can make a life-saving difference. Please donate now. Help Cam's journey. Donate now.
Cameron,
Sir.
brother, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You know, real quick, I know we already had it once, but I want to do it again. Here's the link to help Cameron. Now, a couple questions I have. This link here, right?
Yes, sir.
There is a donor listening right now, and there's a lot of objections that go through a donor's mind. So let's just address that right now. Someone's listening to the first segment. They're listening now. They're considering who's paying for this? Is my insurance paying for it? Is your insurance paying for it? Like, is there money in this? Like, can you, let's just go over some things about from the donor's point of view.
Yeah.
Educate us.
So sure. So for the application link, so once they fill it up, depending on where they're at, so if they're within state or if they're out of state even, they're able to fulfill that out. And if my social worker reaches out to them, they go to their nearest clinic they go through their medical provider. And let's just say, Lord forbid, they are a match. So my insurance will actually cover for their flight. Also, they will be out there in San Francisco for a week, just for a quick recovery. The procedure, I believe, is only 4 hours. And once they're done, after the week, pretty much good to go. They send them out back. And they also pay for the accommodations as well, too, if I'm not mistaken. So, not to make super light of the situation, but hey, just think of it as a week vacation at San Francisco.
I was gonna say, right? Sounds like a paid trip. But what? They get put up in Four Seasons or just basic?
No, so they do get put up in a hotel that is, I believe, not that far away from the UCSF.
Okay.
Which is roughly, I believe, an hour away from SFO. And apparently it's overlooking the bridge. So from what the surgeon, so I had the meeting with the UCSF, Dr. Stock, shout out to Dr. Stock. He will be my surgeon. Fantastic guy, that one. Awesome. And exuding confidence. And if there's anybody that would want somebody to cut my body, would be that guy.
Okay.
You know? So he was telling me, you know, once I told him my situation, man, he was so confident. He was just like, not only are you young to have this, but, you know, you don't look like you're in stage 5, but, you know, the looks can be deceiving. So, you know, I'm going to promise you that, you know, we're going to get you in, we're going to get you out, and, you know, you feel like a brand new man after all of this. So, and, you know, the one thing that they told me was that, as I was telling Ty earlier, you know, the bad days, right, is that wake up with no energy, not wanting to do anything the whole day, and just a shell of myself, you know? Now, the one thing that Dr. Stock told me, and it's still in my head when he's telling me this too, and I want it so bad more than anything, is that once I get that kidney, the new kidney, I'm going to wake up with energy. I'm going to wake up brand new. And as soon as he told me that, my heart just flew out of my chest, because that's what I need. And I've been craving for that. And I kid you not, for like 2 years. Energy. Just me not having any energy whatsoever. And before I even had the diagnosis, right? Like, I was doing whatever, man. Like, I was like doing like energy drinks and stuff like that and whatnot. And like, bro, like, just could not do it. And I shouldn't have been doing that too, because freaking my weak ass heart. But like, you know, it's just in general, right? It's like what does the human do, right? It's like you see these things, what can make me pop? And consumer products. You know what I mean? It's just right there around the corner,
off the
right?
shelf.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you just fall into the rabbit hole, and then you just try all these different things, and then none of it works, and then you just give up hope, and it's just nothing, you know? So
you were chasing the energy.
Yeah.
I'm curious, is that something that the donor will experience after?
No. So that's one thing in transplant class that I learned, is that, so if you are don't even have to be like a superhuman, or like one of them healthy ones, right?
Yeah.
If you are just a typical, regular, average, everyday Joe, you can still live with one. Like, your body will function off of one. If you were to donate it, you won't lose any energy. You won't. It's very, and I don't want to say it's no risk. You know what I mean? Like, this is the reality of the situation, but it's more risk for the receiver than it is for the donor.
You stated the sort of give and take pros and cons with, what do you call it? I don't want to call it dead donor, but what did you?
Oh, for the recently
the
deceased.
two-
Yeah.
From the living and the non-living donors.
Correct. Yeah.
That whole year requirement in Arizona, I was like, damn,
That's pretty sick.
that's crazy.
Yeah.
But then focusing on the donor side of things, for that donor who's listening, they might be thinking, I'm not healthy enough. I'm not rich enough in money and time. Maybe I don't have a week to spend somewhere else. I don't care where I'm staying at. But then what about age? What age of donor?
Cannot be over 50.
Cannot be over 50.
Yeah, cannot be over 50. They don't have to be the most healthiest person in the world, but it's ideal, you know.
But
like,
what's the floor then? Like 10, 20, like...
So I believe it's younger adult, so 20s.
So somewhere in that 20, 30,
20
40s,
to 30, 40s age range.
You can be average human. You don't have to be Olympic athlete.
Correct.
You don't have to worry about the cost.
Yes.
Travel. That's all taken care of by your insurance.
Yeah.
It's really if you are willing.
Correct.
And then the blood type thing. What is there a difference between living and...
So I'm glad you brought that up. So blood type preferred as a match is preferred.
And what are you?
I'm A.
Okay.
But they said that if you are willing, anywho, what they can do, they call it a 3-way swap. So what they do is that if somebody's even willing and they're not a match, what they can do is they can donate, have somebody switch with somebody that is potentially a match, and then that person will receive their kidney, and then I will receive somebody else's A. It's a weird kind of like 3-way switch, if you will. But that's how that would work if they still wanted to know. I know, right?
Wait.
Isn't that crazy?
So you give me your kidney, I give mine a Thai gives his to you?
Pretty much, yeah.
Type of thing,
yeah.
Wow.
Yo, technology, yes, but like the medical industry and health,
The body's weird, bro.
I mean, we already knew we could live with other people's transplants, or other people's organs, dead or alive, and we're even on the frontier of fabricating organs and body parts. I mean, I think we're past the frontier at this point.
So. Yeah.
there is this happening in non-humans and humans. Is there a way to like 3D print a kidney, or like have you?
You know what? I never really looked into that as well. Neither did I ask. I mean, I should have asked when I was there. But basically, what's gonna happen is that I didn't even tell you what they're gonna do. They're not gonna even take any of my kidneys out.
Wait, what?
What?
They're gonna add me a third one. Is that crazy?
That is crazy.
Time out.
Yeah.
So okay, keep
that.
going. Sorry.
Yeah.
Go for it.
So, in perspective, am I able to just like kind of stand real quick?
Yeah.
So.
Oh wait, we can't hear you though.
So wait.
Here, go ahead. Say it. I'll say what you're saying.
Okay. So what they're gonna do? They're gonna cut like somewhere like right around here,
They're cutting here.
and then they're gonna add it right here,
Wait, you're gonna have a
What?
kidney in your leg,
like right here. Yeah.
in your quad.
Like the upper
In-
like pelvic area, like right here.
So you got two in the natural position
Yeah. To the natural.
that are
Once again.
currently at what 13%. You said, and then the third one will be in the hip.
Yeah. Like right around this area. Crazy, huh?
The
Yeah.
time out.
Yeah.
I did. Okay.
It's pretty crazy.
Well, thank you for educating us.
Yeah.
Like medical students, like of course. I'm like I'm not. This is not. I don't know.
So this is common in your type of situation.
In this situation, yeah, but it's cool though because UCSF and Mayo Clinic, well, respect to both of them, but UCSF, man, they do those transplants like it's oil changes.
Just
It's
banging
just
them out.
Boom.
Just like the
yeah.
oil change place down the road.
Legit.
Boom. Next.
Next.
Yeah. I mean,
Jiffy
that
Lube.
gives a higher level of confidence, right? Like you guys are used to this.
Yeah.
It's just weird if you're like coming into this. I'm gonna have a third kidney. So how does that? From let's say you're at 13%, or you said stage 5 is sub 20%. Does that number go up when you get the transplant and you're tracking? Now I'm at 15. Now I'm at 18. Now I'm at 25.
Correct.
Like
So from what they tell me is that once that kind of goes in, what's going to happen is that the two kidneys are basically going to kind of like combine and then work with that third one. And then it's going to have an overall higher GFR. So depending on how healthy the kidney is, anything over the percentage that I got right now will do. So, yeah.
maybe you've learned this in your. It sounds like you've had many orientations and conversations.
Yeah.
But what is peak, or let's say average percentage GFR for like everyday people?
The everyday people, so they're telling me like 80%.
80.
Yeah. And they told me too that so back when I was doing all of my blood tests and whatnot, they told me that they never really, I guess they compared my GFR from 2 years ago to what it is like now. And 2 years ago it was at like 84. And then for the GFR to drop from 84 all the way down to 13 is staggering. They said that that's like way too rapid of a decline. So.
And then, again, I'm learning a lot. Educate me. There's stages 1 through 5. You're at 5.
Yeah.
After 5 is dialysis, which means you are dependent on a machine.
Correct.
Or process.
Yes.
And after that is what?
So if I don't do anything about it, then it's kidney failure. And let's just say if I don't go through the option of crashing through dialysis, then Lord forbid, we'll see what happens, So, but that's absolute worst case scenario.
And to be clear, this isn't a terminal diagnosis.
And that's a funny thing too, because from what my doctor is telling me, kidney failure is a possibility of terminal, but it's in combination with what I have with my weak heart and my kind of like high blood pressure and stuff like that, being a Filipino and whatnot. It is what it is.
Sure. No.
It's just, it's a recipe for just disaster, because if it's not one thing, it's another thing, But as of right now, the main enemy out of everything is the kidney, for sure.
Okay. So hopefully at this point, you understand what Cameran needs and how to help if that is you, and the resources. You've seen the website, pop up on the screen. It's also in the link in the description. There are links. There are more than just the medical. What you said, you have like an assigned worker who's helping you go through this.
Correct.
There's a link that's separate from the GoFundMe link that you have as well.
Yes.
So we have 2 different links to help Cameran, if that is you. And please load up the comment section too with things that we've missed, or other things that are outside of this conversation. If you're a medical professional, I mean, it's not medical advice professionally, but like if you have something to input to this conversation, maybe you've been through it.
Yeah.
We'd like to hear from a donor too.
Yeah.
Like we'll pin the comment. Tell us your experience so that other people listening can hear it.
And that's the thing too, where like it's so crazy where like I know that like I'm not the only one facing this type of thing, but it's so unique too, where like not everybody goes, like not everybody goes through it, but some people do, and I don't know, like I haven't been one to like, because I've been just so focusing on myself that like I haven't been one to go on any like support group or like yada yada anything just yet. But just thinking about it after that, just like what I would like to do though, like if there's anything that anyone can like offer like advice wise, because what I'm doing right now is helping, but like I said, like I have 50% like good days and 50% bad days right now, and if I can kind of lean it to where it's like at least 60-40 good days and bad days, any little bit of help would mean a lot, and like, so for what I'm doing now too, like I'm changing the diet now too, and not eating as good as nearly as I used to, you know what I mean? But that's it's all part of maturing, not only for myself but for others, like I said earlier to Ty, like I felt like I was put on this earth to take care of people, and I can't take care of nobody if I'm not taking care of myself. That's one thing, So it just bothers me knowing that what I'm going through right now is a very niche type of thing, But for what it is though, like just to at least make it through another day,
Aloha and good morning. My name is Martin. For the past 10 years, I've worked with Cameran side by side. The difference Cameran has made in his daily life with people is unmeasurable. His soul is full of spirit, joy, and passion in making other people happy and giving to people in the community. With the difficult situation that Cameran is in, it is time that all that aloha, all that spirit, all that giving is coming back to him, and we need to find urgent help to get him to the best place he could be amongst us in this community. All the best, Cameran.
When you say you have 50-50 good days, bad days, even within a good day, does the tide come in and out? So you have good hours, bad hours?
Oh yeah, for sure. Like I've been taking, so every day I take about like 20 pills. I take like 8 in the morning and then the rest for lunch and dinner. To battle my anemia, I take this injection called Procrit every Thursday. So every week I take an injection. That's to kind of raise my red blood cell count to kind of like, like keep it in check or whatnot. Maintaining how the blood pressure and blood sugar. So one good thing though about it though too is that I've kind of like changed my kind of, I have type 2 diabetes, so that's the one that's like manageable to a sense where I don't need insulin, but we take meds on and off and whatnot. But type 2, you could kind of manage it if you kind of just cut out sugar and whatnot, right? So your boy be eating less white rice. My Lord.
That's hard.
Bro, it's hard, man. It's hard, and
Hawaii, Filipino family, everything.
Right, man. Now, I am an iced tea fiend, bro. Like, I love iced tea, and like, bro, like,
what you got here?
That's my passion tea.
Okay.
So it's funny. So that's passion tea, right?
Yeah.
So I gotta get used to it. So passion tea has no caffeine in it. So thank God. And I know like it's still for whatever, but it's still like not ideal, but you know, it's kind of like placebo effect, you know? So, but just like that, cutting out the sugar. So my A1C, so that is your kind of like your blood sugar level. Holy crap, used to be bad. Like bad. And like they're just like my doctor would tell me it's like is your blood made out of sugar? Like what's going on, you know? Like but as of the recent change, like my A1C is like drastically dropped to like a much more manageable level to the point where they took me off of the diabetic medicine now. So that's one less pill I got to take, thank God. So, but you know, that's one step in the right direction moving forward, right? So,
I mean, damn, 20 pills a day, 1 injection a week.
yeah.
Possible. You know, I kind of wanted to get into this part, which is the family piece, right? You're not going through this alone. So your family knows you got that section on the counter in the kitchen that's like meds. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure. What's your wife's name?
Tisha.
Tisha.
Yeah.
I'm sure Tisha knows the protocol.
Yeah.
When it comes to everything you got to deal with.
She's the one that does my injections because I'm just letting you know right now. I am a total wimp when it comes to needles, and I cannot do it myself. I can't. I promise, I can't, bro.
So Tisha's boom.
She's my night nurse. You know.
Hey, play that Gregory Isaacs right now. No. Hey, doesn't that make it a little bit easier having Tish? Like
it does. It does, but see, of all the things that might get me choked up, is this one. Man, the things that, especially as of late, that I put that one through, man, just breaking the news to her and just telling her what I'm going through, and oh my God, man, it's just, I'm not too sure if any other person or partner, for that matter, would be as level-headed and as strong and as calm as that one is, and patient as that one is with me, man. And like, I feel like with all of this crap going on, dude, I just feel like I've been putting her through so much. And you know, it's not that I want to, you know, it's not like I ever wanted to put anybody through this, you know, but bruh, like I owe her so much, bro, and I love her so much. And I know I tell her every day, you know, like my appreciation for her and everything, but I don't think the words could level up to the amount of love and appreciation I have for that woman, bro. Because that one, she's one of them ones, bro, like for sure.
Did you guys write personalized vows?
You know, it's funny. We kind of freestyled our vows during our wedding. It's so funny. So, needless to say, our wedding was a process and a half. Shout out to Kapila Gardens, by the way. That's in Waianae Valley. Beautiful, beautiful venue out there. That was where we had our wedding, and, you know, had all of our close friends, our family, you know, and you know, my dad, unfortunately, you know, passed away before our wedding happened, but, you know, I know he was there too, yeah. And just, you know, just knowing that, you know, I put my everything, and everything that I do, you know, like, is with her in thoughts, you know, is with her in mind. Like, if I'm not moving with her in my thought, then I ain't moving at all. You know what I mean? So,
well, I have yet to meet this general by your side.
Yeah.
Can you just explain her to me?
Yeah.
Describe her. Who's Tish?
Tish is, if I can sum her up in one word, is strong. She is an amazing, strong woman in every sense of the word. Just a beautiful mind, a beautiful soul, beautiful person, just overall, just, I've never felt because I'm a real lovey-dovey guy, but I've never had like an outlet, if you would, to like project it as much as I could, if not for her. So like I like, man, like just going through like the motions of the everyday, you know, like even the bad days, you know, like I'm blessed to have those days with her because it withstood the test of how hard relationships can be and maintain. And you know, when you have love is such a factor. You know, it's a very interesting word that, you know, like for her, just in general, I've just never met somebody as unique as her because, like I said, she is, and the best way to describe it, she is just complete. She's complete, I would say, you know?
Is there, you don't have to answer this now, think about it, but like, is there a movie scene that depicts you, Cameran and Trish the best? You know what I mean?
Oh, man.
I mean, if you got it, you got it right now. If not, I got another question.
Ghost, Demi Moore and Passionate.
No. Yeah, no. Wait, how old are you?
You still here?
Like, how do you know about Ghost?
I'm 35, my guy.
Okay, all right. We got 90s
kid. Yeah, I'm a 90s kid.
90s. Oh, okay. Like, that's a reference. Go over a lot of people's
heads. That'll go a lot of
You're talking about
sure.
when they're they're together making that pottery.
Yeah, the pottery. But nah.
But you still here, Nick?
Yeah, no, like, hey,
Yeah,
talking about
exactly.
actually.
See, and that's what people don't realize. Hey, like I told him, okay, I don't know if that part is gonna be a part of the break, right? But during the break, so I was joking around with Ty. I was telling Ty, funny thing, not to get super off subject, but you gotta make light of the situations no matter how grim they are. Because, so I told him, right, last week, my friend, right, and she's lovely, lovely lady. She's my coworker. And then one of our other coworkers in the office, she was like coughing up a storm, right? So I guess she was just making casual conversation. She's like, "Oh, Cam, do you ever get that sick? Like, do you get sick that quick?" And I look at her and I go, "Can't get any more sicker than I am right now."
Stage 5.
Don't laugh.
Yeah.
Walking in, just. Stage 5, everybody. Stage 5.
Man.
No, hey.
Bro.
Yeah. I feel bad, but actually,
Why
you
you
know
laughing,
what?
nigga? Why you laughing, nigga?
Comedy is one of them things.
It heals, bro. It heals. You know, what mends the wounds more than a laugh? You know, and and if you can't laugh at yourself, bro, then you're not living life, bro. You know what I mean? Like, even the movie scene, I'll get back because I can't think of it right now. But
This boy said ghost.
but I feel like
we're about to get some AI on this big like a translucent Cameran. No.
You would make a good Casper though.
No.
hey, tell me not.
A little bit. Look at that.
Okay.
But not yet.
Not yet, anyway.
Not yet. Come on.
Yeah. We'll come around to that.
Someone click the link already. You know what I'm saying? Like, so we fucking link.
2 minutes to fill. That's it. I promise.
Yo.
Hey, you know what?
Yes.
One thing that I was thinking about, we all over the place and I love it. But so I know somebody that's living with someone else's heart right now. And brother Jarrick Barnett, amazing dude. He's actually a close family friend. And at a young age, he had to get a heart transplant. That's the kind of thing you don't have a donor, like a live donor for a heart transplant, right? This is something that has to be somebody deceased, and they preserved it, and then he got the heart.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, as soon as he woke up from the surgery, and by the way, he's still alive to this day, and this has been years, he wanted hot Cheetos. Why you want hot Cheetos, bro? Guess who loved hot Cheetos?
I know where you're going with it.
The kid that had the heart previously.
Oh.
His favorite thing was hot Cheetos.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah.
But then, some of them have like memories.
Yeah.
Of,
yeah.
Who they got the organ
do they
from.
talk about this in your orientation?
They don't, but it would be pretty
Who?
Dr. Stock.
Dr. Stock.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Right.
I know you talk about it with your
Right.
staff. Come on.
Right.
There's got to be, if they're doing, I don't know how many a day,
Yeah.
maybe they're a kidneys place, but like a heart place might be a little different.
Yeah.
But like the point is you got someone else's manna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Legit.
Do you put how much belief do you have in that as far as like
A whole lot of it, brother. Like, like I'm very spiritual as well too, and I am so ashamed that I don't have it anymore. But I usually rock a crystal around my neck, but because I have a tiger's eye and I have a black spinel, but the chains both broke, and they say that I'm a firm believer of that. If it outgrows you, then it chooses to leave you. So they both kind of left me already, also. But I gotta go pick up another one pretty soon. But yeah, I'm very in tune with my like spirituality and whatnot, and just if that were to happen, I am a firm believer of that. First of all, having that other person's mana within me, that hey, I first of all very appreciative of it. You know what I mean? And
Gratitude.
yes, absolutely. And I would feel like I would do everything within my power to kind of continue that on as well too. With that, whoever that piece of a person is that's with me, I'm gonna continue that on with myself.
you're inheriting more than a organ?
For sure.
What other information do you have about the donor? Like, do they say this is who it was? You see a picture of them, like a full profile, or is it just?
Yeah. So pretty much they'll like fill out the application, and depending on who it is, if it's somebody that donated for me, then they would kind of give me their information and whatnot, and
So there's an opportunity for you to basically have a relationship. If I'm sure both sides choose.
Absolutely. Yeah.
That'd be crazy if you got like a kidney from like a rapper and then you woke up spitting bars.
Just started.
Oh wait, you already
rapping
spit bars.
at the front desk. I almost.
I'm not a freestyler. I'm more of a writer. You know what I mean?
Yay, shit. Here's the beat.
Oh, no, I mean, is there a limit to the donor pool? Like, is it got to be someone who was born in America type thing, or literally any human in the world?
I think so. Well, at least to my knowledge, it has to be at least someone that's nearby or close. You know what I mean?
So I'm saying, if you can wake up speaking a different language type.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. Right?
Well, it got to be someone close in.
Preaching some Bad Bunny on here. You know what I mean? But
Okay. Something else I thought of: the black market.
Mm-hmm.
Has that ever crossed your mind?
When you're desperate, sometimes the thoughts kind of cross through your mind, and it's funny too, because I told my wife this too, right? I'm like, hey, what if I just come across this dude, right? It's going like black market style, and just like look it up, and I'm just like
Dark web,
you know, and I'm just like, hey, what if I just so happen to find this dude that has a kidney? He's from like Mumbai or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah. And but hey, my insurance will cover the $30,000 I gotta pay for that guy anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, just saying, So I'm like, hey, if it came down to it though, man, like I'm a very big believer in karma and doing things the right way. And I don't like to cut corners because I like eating the whole sandwich. So like
Bars.
Just saying, like it's just if it's kind of sketch, man, you're gonna have that sketchy
you inherit that sketch,
exactly,
trauma,
exactly,
shadiness too, right?
It's gonna happen no matter how bad. Yeah,
because there's like this situation we're talking about. I'm glad we can get all over the place, like laugh and all that
for sure.
But like for most of us, it's on a screen, right? So movies inform. That's why I bring up the black market thing.
Exactly.
People getting kidnapped, waking up,
right?
Stitches type of thing. And okay, there's some truth in that, but in your position, I'm sure you see it differently. So what else do you see most normal people not in your position? What do we get wrong about transplants? What do we get wrong about life? What, you know what I mean?
I think from the outside looking in, because I thought about it too. From let's just see if I wanted to donate or like if I was the donor in question. You know, the first question in my mind is like how risky the surgery is, how risky is the procedure, you know, or like, you know, how am I gonna live my life knowing that I gave one of my body parts to somebody that like what if I needed, you know? I think that's the misconception is that your body has 2 kidneys, it needs 2 kidneys, not necessarily, you know? But let's just say, because like even I thought about it, like when my mom was going through it, right? I was like, what if I donated my kidney? I thought about it, you know? But my mom didn't want me to do it either, you know? So, but, you know, looking back at that too, it's just like, man, it's like the thoughts that go through your head, you know? Like how would it be if I were to just give one of mine away, you know? And you can't help. It's human nature, you know, to like think about the unknown and whatnot, right? And when I thought about it from the other person's shoes, if you would, you know, I can see where they're, you know, would think about doubts or like have like some like kind of like negative thing to say about it or whatnot, you know. So, you know, I can put myself in their shoes. I'll say that, you know.
Me and brother Cam, we worked together at the Four Seasons Resort in Ko Olina. He was always very, 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 very helpful, very kind, very loved by everybody that used to work with him. I would never see him complaining about nothing. He was always like happy. He was always trying to help people out all the time.
How about, I'm curious, because your mom,
Yeah,
she's still with us?
she is.
So life after dialysis, what does that look like?
Night and day. So at first, she initially had the fistula, so that's through the arm. So I'd take her every Wednesday, while my sister would take her every Monday and some other day, right? So, and just seeing her after that dialysis, you know, after that session, they would take her out to Kapolei too. It's at the diagnostics labs, just by what Cam is.
Oh, yeah.
So I'd take her out there, and then big difference from when I would drop her off to when I pick her up. Like when I pick her up, she is exhausted, fatigued, don't want to eat, don't want to say nothing, just want to go home, just sleep. Yeah. So, you know, it's rough seeing her in that state because, like how I described her earlier today, right? It's mama bear, just strong when she has to be, you know. But seeing her in that compromising position, you know, just, you know, it hurts. It hurts to see that, you know. And just me seeing her like that, it affects me. And then now, like, thinking about it, how that could potentially be me after that too, right? I'm just like, man, it's mind-blowing, you know. And now though, so she opted to getting the one overnight, so she got the stomach part now.
Yeah.
Night and day. So she has energy throughout the day now. She seems more like herself now. So that's another option. That's why it also seemed more appealing for me. And let's just say, because like I still gotta provide for my wife and my family too, right? So I'm not just gonna not work, right? I'm still gonna do what I need to do to provide. So, you know, if that means putting a port and getting that stuff done while I sleep every day, then I'm gonna have to do what I need to do.
And that's forever.
Yeah, until I get the transplant.
So there, that can essentially, 30 years, 40 years, you can still be doing that.
It can still be there. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
No, I was gonna ask you, man. You're married,
Yeah.
and I'm sure that you've had talks about having children. Plans change, and time's ticking, and I'm not too sure how old your wife is, but once you start approaching 40, then doctors say you could experience different complications and whatnot. But it's still possible.
Yeah.
How has this diagnosis changed your conversations about children?
It's so funny. I just thought about this too, because after we got married, we wanted to kind of just like save up a tad bit more and travel a little bit more, and then possibly have kids, and with the current situation of where I'm at right now, Lord forbid, of whatever happens, I don't want to put her in a way of where she's stuck. Not saying that it would happen, but right. And I'd rather make sure that we're all set and make sure that we're all kind of just like have all the ducks in a row before we even move forward with it. Because I think I had mentioned to you earlier is that there's I believe there's seven in her family, and there's 6 in mine. So the fact that we have no kids right now, is kind of interesting. But we were always kind of conscious, of that and whatnot, and just wanted to make sure that that's still in the plan, so to speak. But just making sure we get over the hurdle first.
Were you also confronted with the possibility of passing that on to your child?
Yeah.
Which is tough to think too.
Tough to swallow too.
But not everyone in your family is dealing with this, correct?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
Correct.
So what? Because I was thinking the exact same thing, but in terms of Cameran specifically, who's expressed such a strong aptitude, an innate sort of addiction, if you will,
yes, sir,
towards service.
Yeah.
And so you're very conscious about what you're doing to someone else. And to me, I'm like, that just setup just creates this almost incentive of protection to not pass. But then I'm like, is that even fair? I don't think it's like, I want to be sensitive enough here,
of course,
right? Because a wish to have a family is almost like a human right. And it's subjective to every single person and every situation. So who am I to say anything? But I got to imagine that there is somewhat, maybe not you, I'd like to hear your take on it, but people who are experiencing something that they cannot change and having to face that sort of guilt or weighing of like, but I do want a family. And am I passing this on? Am I passing a burden on, like either to your wife, to your kids? I don't want to pass a burden on. I'm from a place of service. I want to improve.
Right.
What does, how do you, Cameran, how do you deal with this?
Yeah. And let's just say if we do move forward with, having a kid, and let's just say if, all good things, improving in the future and whatnot, we end up having a child. I feel like one of the things was that it's the way how we raise our child will be a big factor. It's the thing in the back of our mind, of course, of the traits that we have from our families, our genetics. That our possibility of having our child have this element and whatnot. Like even for my family too, we have autistic in our family. So does she. And that's another thing that kind of crossed our mind too, just the possibility of having that in our family as well too. It's not to, I guess, in a sense of the word, embrace the unknown. It's to kind of prepare for it, because like I mentioned earlier today, you know, like how my dad and how like my mom raised us and whatnot, right? Or like how like we were raised old school, right? So like we weren't really taught adulting, if you will, you know, like especially in this modern day and age, you know, like there's so many different factors now and whatnot, right? And like for what we know now to what we can improve and provide to the incoming, we're better armed for it now, you know? Like for me, like not knowing that I was gonna get freaking slapped with diabetes and stuff like that in my 30s, you know, and just like we just chugging sugar and stuff like that, right? If I had known then what I know now, I would have had myself in a more, you know, different outlook for sure. But I think it's just knowing what the possibilities are of having these different situations, but you know, never really essentially forgetting that, you know, the possibilities are there.
This channel exists because we protect creative freedom. That also means we grow slower on purpose. If you're someone who thinks long-term and wants to help fuel what we're building without hijacking it, fill out the connect form on our website listed below. We check every submission, and if it makes sense, we'll reach out. Thanks for watching. Back to the episode. It sounds like we're kind of creeping into the economics piece of stage 5 kidney disease. How much? What's your goal for the GoFundMe?
So I believe we actually reached the goal. To be honest, so we appreciate it, you know. But any additional, I mean, the link is still up, so would help, because instead of we're hoping that we land with the UCSF. So if we do land with the UCSF, the recovery time, I'll have to stay in San Francisco for a month rather than staying in Arizona for a year. So, you know, that'll kind of like cover for, you know, transportation expense, any of the medicals that I'll have to pay for out there for the like medicine and whatnot. And
help a resilient spirit find a kidney donor and regain hope. Cam's sudden kidney disease diagnosis has shattered their lives. Your support can make a life-saving difference. Please donate now. Help Cam's journey. Donate now.
They will be covering for room and board and for our flights, but we will be paying for like our own like food and everything out there, like our living expenses. And when I get back home, you know, I'm probably gonna be out of work for a while too, just to kind of recover, right? So this is a company that helped me recover and just to help us make ends meet for this high ass rent we got, you know, like.
Well, can you give us some numbers as far as like, what do you expect if you have to go into, like, how much is the procedure?
Yeah.
And then how much is insurance cover? Like,
so insurance is covering for the surgery. They're also, well, the transplant, covering for the flight. I believe the transplant, they told me, is usually, I think they told me it's like $30K or something like that.
Not the surgery, not the procedure, just
the transplant. The transplant.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
$30K.
Yeah. And then for the flights, I mean, what? That's like $500 ticket.
Whatever.
Yeah, whatever it is. Yeah. And then a month at that one hotel.
A month stay.
Yeah.
So I'm just trying to get an idea of the economic burden or the impact that you need to absorb. Is 30 to 40, let's say 40K ish. What about, because part of the family question, I think, same with me and Taisei, is like, we didn't learn finances in the public education system in Hawaii. We didn't learn investing in vehicles of investment or growing money. We just learned options to make money, not necessarily to keep or grow money. That kind of thing today is a lot easier with YouTube and all, or basically the connectivity that kids have today. But for us, it was whoever's around you. The neighborhood or the village raised a kid kind of thing. And so if there are those kind of entrepreneurs or even just business owners, founder operated kind of mom and pop shops here and there, and you have an auntie, uncle, then you have some exposure to different forms that are not just, let me get a job here or let me go military here in 20 years. I felt like our options were way more limited back then than they are today. And along with that, the just overall exposure to other ways to make money and be free. And in a way, when you're talking about this decision that you and your wife are having of, let's say, it's a multi-generational calculation that you guys are making. But imagine how different it would be with unlimited resources, right?
Yeah.
And I thought about, I don't know, I forgot his name, but it's the guy who's like known for being the rich dude who's anti-aging. So he does every possible thing he can.
Oh,
You know what I'm talking about. It kind of looked like an
yeah.
android dude, like kind of
Yeah.
him. And when I was thinking about that, because to him, the money is not, that's a given in the equation. The resources are there.
Yeah.
I can fly that specialist doctor to my house if I want to. I can build a wing here and just make it all about one specialist. I can hire someone, I can hire a team. Most people don't have that kind of option, right?
Yeah.
Or resources. But how do you feel when you see billionaires basically playing around with health, genetics, designer babies, billionaires who are essentially designing their babies for this height, this hair color, this tendency? We're screening for A, B, C, D. How do you feel when you see the other end of this kind of experience?
First of all, I'm finna rob that fool. Nah.
Hey, run that lab. I want that.
that MOP.
Come on. So why did I beach this guy? Yeah.
Where you from? Where you from?
Take it.
Nah. So the technology resources, it's just had come such a long way, and as eye-opening as a lot of that is, like I said, I'm a person that's very raised old school and very, like in tune with his spirituality, but very open as well to like different ideas and concepts and whatnot. But when I see stuff like that, right, that is a difference from like old boy back from like 2009 trying to clone a goat. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like same concept, but we're talking about like a human. You know what I mean? So that's kind of like, it's like, how do you? I don't want to say this because it sounds pretty like whatever, but like you want to play God, bro? Like
no, straight up.
It's like right.
That's.
Right. It's like
you ain't the only one saying that,
right? And it's like, yeah, sure, I got the resources. You got the money code from GTA. It's whatever, you know what I mean? But like, it's just, man. But if you feel like you got enough resources to try to play God, bro, like that's I don't know, man.
It's kind of like playing with fire in a way.
It is,
But I could see. I think I forgot this guy's name, but I think it's Brian. I could be wrong.
Yeah,
Brian
I forgot what
Green
the
or
dude's
something.
name
Jamie. Jamie, look it up. I think his reasoning, yes, albeit largely selfish, at least surfacely, like for us looking in, right? From outside looking in. But there's also a component of discovery, pushing the frontier, such that new research could reveal this and that leads to more people getting the benefits from him. True. So in a way, he's like, I'm taking the risk. It's my money.
Yeah.
It's my body. I'm figuring it out for you, for everybody.
Right.
I might figure something out. Is it Brian
Johnson?
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, no shade. So I see this sort of, you could call it a veil of altruism.
Yeah.
Or what's it? Freaking.
So
doing good for other people.
Yeah.
I could see that as well, but there's got to be a point where most people in the trenches who get that diagnosis from that doctor look at him like, damn, motherfucker, like, I got to set up a GoFundMe. And that kind of led to another question, which we're kind of getting to the end here, but the diagnosis.
Yes.
Receiving the news, I gotta imagine that's heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I want to hear, yes, you received the diagnosis, but then how heavy in comparison was you receiving a diagnosis from the doctor to you sharing that diagnosis with your wife and with other people at work over and over and over again. How does, you know what I mean? Like, drive me through this. How do you handle a diagnosis like this?
Yeah. And, when I brought it up earlier, that at first I think I was just in denial and shock at the same time at first. Because, like I said, I take pride in being the provider. I take pride in being one of the hardest working guys in the room type of deal. Like I said, I'm just like my dad. My dad taught me my work ethic, and just being that alone, just hearing that, hey, your body's compromised pretty much. I think was just like a blow to me at first. And so I couldn't really say nothing when she told me. Like, I was kind of dumbfounded, just like, I couldn't really say anything. But the first thought in my mind, though, as soon as she said it, was Tish. It's like, what am I going to do for her? And am I able to continue to provide for her in my state right now, So, when I drove back home, and then I went home and I told her that, and I'll never forget. That was, I think she was the only one that I ended up telling that I cried after saying it. Because it's just like, that's my person, Like, that is the person I wake up to every day. And that is the person that I fight for every day. And knowing and telling this person that, hey, like, I'm going through something right now, and, this could affect my life moving forward, and that could affect yours. That it was heavy, it was just heavy just thinking about it, and just like, when I ended up telling my family and everything, I think by then, because they already kind of have a scope of what it is, it was easier to tell them. It was hard to kind of tell my older sister, though, because she's like my mini mom. She's like my mom 0.2, So it was hard to tell her, because I know that because she already got her 3 boys she got to worry about. And then I tell her this, I'm literally like, I'm almost like her oldest boy, in a sense. So, like, it was hard for me to tell her, but, telling the job, telling everybody, like, it was easier. But I initially just kept it just to my managers at first, because I didn't want to bring it up to anybody else, right? And then the one thing that got me was, there's this one day, and I wasn't bothered by it, but it's like every day I'd run into like one of my peers or whatnot. They're like, "Oh, you look tired," and that's like a blow to my manhood too. You know what I mean? So it's just like, after hearing that day after day after day, I'm just like, what, F it. I'm gonna have to say it. So I just ended up telling everybody after.
Is there anything else that you just tired of fucking explaining or saying?
I mean, that's the big one. That's the big one. Because like, I think some of the nanas don't even know. Because like, there's so many of them, right? So like, every time I grab my uniform, they're like, "Anak, you look tired." I'm like, yeah. I'm like, bro, I'm not even going to tell you, bro. You know what I mean? Damn. I know your daughter was nurse, but nah. But, it's just, I think that one is one, because like I said, I like priding myself of being not only the hardest worker in the room, but being that the first one in, the last one out energy is always me, and like whenever this is selfish me talking, like I'm not trying to sound like Alonzo from like Training Day, but like like King Kong, you got shit on me type of deal. Like I demand, like bro, like whenever I like want to like command a presence, like bro, like I that's me, you know, like when I
See, that's who Ty was talking about with the tall, dark.
Alonzo.
not the same ending though, but just the scene.
Yeah, no.
You know, like bro, like it's
The driving force.
the driving force. You know, like it's I like to know that my presence is felt. You know, and I feel like as of lately, like even though like I'm there and like I'm back to being, you know, where what I know best and do best again. You know, it's just knowing that I'm not a hundo every day. You know, just like it does bother me. It does mess with my pride a lot. You know, but knowing that I'm doing the best I can, you know, is something.
I'll end on this theme, and I just want to hear your take on it. When, as you said, every day feels like another grain in the hourglass.
Yeah.
It might feel like something that will never. It is for everyone, regardless of your health.
Sure.
A grain that will never go back. With that perspective on time, do you have any regrets?
You know what? I don't. I actually don't. Because I got to live my life how I wanted to. And sure, there are moments of shoulda, coulda, woulda, and, you know, like things that I could have done and whatnot. But things that you go through in life are essentially what builds you to who you are today. And I wouldn't want any of those things to change because I wouldn't have met or affected the people that I've met in my life, you know? And there's a lot of them where I look at them and, you know, I'd see them and I'm just like how different life would have been if I had not had you in my life, you know? And like for my wedding, right, I picked my groomsmen and I picked them all for very specific reasons, you know? And it's crazy because I chose my best man because he was literally the strength that I never had. You know, I feel like he taught me a lot about perseverance and he taught me a lot about myself, of how strong I can be if I really, you know, like applied myself to different things. You know, he taught me, I'm already a determined guy, but he showed me determination. The next one over is my cousin, and he kind of like showed me compassion and understanding and patience. So, you know, without him and without him being that person for me, and it's crazy too because we can like not talk to each other years apart. But once we see each other, it's like nothing ever left, you know? So without that, you know, I feel like I feel like I wouldn't have the patience and understanding that and enough as I would have now. The next guy over, you know, showed me how to remain cool-headed in situations, you know? Like, it's a difference between being patient and being calm under pressure. You know, and this guy was the calm and the cool, where nothing would really faze him, no matter how dire the situations would be.
Hey, name drop him too, bro.
Oh yeah, okay.
Put some respect on it. Yeah, I want to know.
Well, best man, his name is Marlo Transfiguration. I know he sounds like a transformer. He's as big as one too. This guy is actually the biggest Filipino guy I ever met, bro. He's like 6'2" and like three something pounds, bro.
The guy I thought he was.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Big
Yeah, he
guy,
did.
bro. Big guy, tatted up, everything, bro. He's a big freaking guy. If you guys ever go Mai Tais, he's one of the he's the only bouncer that's not Uso.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's
yeah.
a bouncer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So big guy. Second guy, his name is Ryan Bodner. That's my cousin. And shout outs to Ryan. But I feel like you would hit it off with this guy, bro. This guy, like he also got me in tune with my spirituality very, very much so. And then when you guys had Mr. What's it called?
83.
Yeah, when you guys had Mr. 83, I was going to bring him along with me because we were big Father Psalms fans, yeah.
Oh
Yeah. So yeah.
Oh, you know.
Shout
Oh
out,
yeah.
If you know,
Shout
you
out to
know.
Father Psalms, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Exactly. Jaji, bro. Come on.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So shout out to them too, and then the third guy, his name is Greg Morishima. Bro, that guy, coolest fisherman guy you ever meet in your life, bro. This guy's awesome, good guy, bro. And then the last guy, his name is Evan. Oh my life, what's his name? Masaki's last name. Carrasco. This guy is the I don't give a F guy. He's the guy that taught me that as respectful as I am, I need to remember that, bro, like sometimes I need to not take life as seriously, and sometimes I just need to not give a shit. And this is the guy that taught me that. And I feel like without this core, I would not be like as prepared and as good enough and ready as I was for Tish. Cause like I knew I always was, you know what I mean? But like I feel like those were like kind of like the building blocks that helped me mold it into the guy that was ready to propose to this strong ass woman. You know what I mean?
So you got the 4 horsemen, it sounds like.
Legit.
And no regrets because every step has led to where we are today.
Oh yeah.
I just want you to wrap it up. You're going to have the last word, but I just like you to look into that camera and just address Tish. Tell her, just give her a message because we know she's right there with you.
Will you marry me? No, I'm just kidding. Babe, I mean, you know, every day I tell you how much I love you, and I tell you, you know, that I do, you know, and you know, like just the things that I never got to say, I want to make sure that I end up saying it to you eventually, you know, like I know that the time will come for everything, of course, and just the times that we've been through together from when we first met to when you weren't ready for a relationship to when you told me that you were, and you know, like we took it slow, you know, we did. We were friends at first too. I gotta tell you about the story later about how I proposed to her. It's pretty dope. Yeah, so you know, just thank you for being that strong presence in my corner and never leaving my side when, you know, and when I need somebody the most, I know it's always you there, and I put you through so much, and I really want you to know how much I appreciate you, how strong you are, and how appreciative I am of you, and how much mom and dad loved you. And you know, like every day, there's not a day that goes by that I want you to know that there's just you in my thoughts, and you keep me going and you keep me stronger. I love you very much, and I'm probably gonna see you tonight as well too and everything. But I just want you to know that, you know, that even though these words they come by less and less nowadays, and you know, I just want you to know that my love and deep appreciation for you is everything, and you are always and forever be my universe, for sure. I love you.
Thank you so much for watching this interview. If anything in this video made you feel something, please share this video with someone you think would feel the same way. This channel is a product of two brothers born and raised in Hawaii, using our skills, our story, and our growing network to unleash our creativity. For us, being creative isn't optional. It's a duty. We've got some incredible interviews and creative projects coming up, so be sure to subscribe so you don't miss what's coming next. Thank you so much for your support. It means the world to us. Hope to see you in the next one.